I'd like to give a shout out to our newest sponsor, Solutions Today Supplemental Insurance. If you're a competitor in the cage, in the boxing ring, put your body on the line every time you compete, you can get cut, you can break a leg, a finger, who knows, put you out of work. It sucks. They'll provide you with 24/7, 365 days a year supplemental insurance covering everything from hospital stays, fractures, outpatient surgery, recovery benefits, family plans, and more. They pay out in addition to all other insurance, including WSIB, employment insurance, and your work benefits. Qualification is easy. No medical test or exam needed. No occupational restrictions and no income verification. Head on over to solutionstoday.ca and get coverage for you and your family. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my sponsor, Rykor Countertops. They deal in custom countertops in quartz, corian, meganite, laminate, and butcher block. They also have custom kitchen cabinetry, closets, laundry rooms, and millwork. They're family owned and operated for 18 years, knowledgeable and highly experienced staff, and friendly customer service. Head on over to 1069 Clark Road. Check out their showroom today. Welcome to Studio 88. Today, my special guest, Tony Laramie.
Thank you for having me.
My man, how are you?
I'm good. It's just the weather's pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, I was worried you were gonna cancel on me.
Oh, I was planning. No, I was already on the drive up here. It got pretty busy. I don't know. The snow came down about the last 30, 40 minutes. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Well, you made it when you were safe, and then hopefully I can get a good bit out of you, anyways.
Yeah.
If people don't know who you are, obviously everybody knows exactly who you are. Give us a run back. Take us back to how this whole MMA journey started for you.
Well, okay. So I
started when a kid.
Yeah,
let's go right back.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're still a kid. I look at you and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
how old are you?
I'm pretty young. I'm 21. Just turned. My birthday was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Nothing after 21 though. So, but anyways, I don't know. I just started. I was like 11, about to turn 12. My brother was just like, he was just like a fan of it. Well, first my dad was a fan of it. He used to just watch fights and stuff like that. And then he made my brother be a fan. My brother's like, oh, I want to start training. Then he started training, and I just started tagging along. And then I ended up starting liking it. So I'm like, okay, fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
what was it that pulled you in? What sucked you in? Apart from just watching it on TV and seeing it, like, who likes to punch each other in the face?
Yeah, like a lot of people are like, man, doesn't that hurt? I don't know. I just like doing it because it's like, it's us. Like, you know, it's not a team sport. I don't like team sports. You know what I mean? Because, you know, if your team's shit, you're shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I just know that, like, at the end of the day, I just like it because I'm trying to think of why I like it now. I'm trying to think of, like, what I like about it.
There's got to be a draw. I mean, did you jump into, was it wrestling first?
No, I pretty much started with, like, everything at once. Like, same with TJ. We started at a kickboxing gym, and then, like, probably, like, a week later, we're like, oh, we got to do jits. So we went to the jits gym, you know what I mean? And then we're doing a bunch of different stuff, you know what I mean?
So you're, like, the true, like, definition of an MMA.
Yeah. I think what drew me the most was just pretty much competition with my brother. You know what I mean? I think that's what it was. You know? Like, he was good at it, you know what I mean? And I just like being good at stuff, you know? And it's just like, me and him used to hang out all the time when we were kids. So, like, I had no one to really compete against other than him. So I feel like that's what drove me.
It's a good drive. It's good. It's a perfect combination to have a brother like that. He's so skilled and talented. But you both have different fighting styles.
Yeah, we're like that. We're like,
I think complete opposite.
Yeah, we're like yin yang, you know. We're like there's the dark side and the white side, you know what I mean? Like
dark side.
Yeah. A lot of people say that, but
well, see, you look different, man. When you like talking to you like this now, seeing you but from the moment I see you at the weigh-ins till after the fight, you're not even the same. Yeah, like, same guy.
I don't know. When it comes to fighting, like, I don't know, like it just there's a big difference between me on fight day and me in the regular day, you know. Like, I train with people all the time, you know, and like they'll say something like a joke, like, "Oh, I'll beat you up if we fought." And I'm like, man, I'm telling you now, there's a big difference between fighting me and training with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, honestly, like, I'm ready to die in that motherfucker. Jesus Christ, you know, like that's the only thing I care about in, like, the cage. You know what I mean? Like fuck, like, I'm here to win. You know, I don't care what it takes. Like, I don't do something to be the, like, second best.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I've always been like that. You know.
So what was the first competition?
I remember it was like I was like 3-4 months and just into the sport. So I was like 12 years old at the time.
What'd you do? Jiu-jitsu?
It was a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then like actually the only reason I got second is because I got disqualified because I went too hard on a Kimura and I hurt the kid. Actually, it was really my first tournament. Yeah, I remember it was pretty funny. But yeah, it was just a jiu-jitsu tournament. It was like just a couple matches, but not much. I can't really remember much.
How old were you then?
I was 12, so it was like 8 years ago. Around, it was a while back.
Right.
Yeah.
And then kickboxing. You got into the kickboxing?
Yeah, my first like stand-up fight was boxing match. I remember it was in Detroit at like this place called Boxing Jungle.
Mm-hmm.
I fought like he was a lighter kid. I was like probably like 85 pounds, and then he was like 75 pounds. But he was like, it was supposed to be exhibition, and the guy I was supposed to fight didn't come. So then they were like, oh, just fight this guy, and he ended up having like 16 fights or amateur fights or something like that. Like, I don't know. I wasn't too good at the time, so I'm not gonna lie. I got my ass beat, but yeah. But I wouldn't get like my ass beat, but you know, it was just like he obviously had the upper hand because he was been doing it a lot longer than me. You know what I mean?
16 fights is a lot of fights. Where in just in amateur, it's kind of normal, but like it's still 16 fights.
Yeah.
And how old were you? 14?
I was 12 still.
Oh, 12.
Yeah, it was my first fight. Yeah, it was my first fight.
And then how many fights? And then when was your first MMA fight?
When I was 16.
Your amateur stuff, I was present for pretty much almost all of them.
My first one was in Port Huron when I was 17. I got.
Who was that with?
Like the event?
Yeah. Was that with Woody?
Yeah, I was with Woody,
Okay,
but I forgot what the event was called. But
yeah,
Woody was there. It was I got first round calf slicer. It was pretty sweet. So
really,
yeah.
Who was that against?
His name's like K-Man James. You fought on your amateur card
okay.
before.
Yeah.
That was my first amateur fight. I was 16. I remember. Like, I didn't even think, because, like, every time you book a fight in the States, you know, you don't think it's actually going to happen half the time. So I remember I was just, like, you know, living life the same. They're like, yeah, your fight's still on. I'm like, damn, for real? So I just pulled up to this fight.
Okay, I remember that fight now, actually, because K-Man, he was my 45 champ. He was actually bigger, like, very athletic.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's crazy.
Like, it's so funny. Like, you see the video on YouTube, you know, I just look like
a little boy.
A little white boy, you know, sitting in the cage, and across from me, you got this big guy, look jacked, you know, like probably like 3-4 inches taller than me, like bigger legs, bigger arm, and then you just see me like be his ass, you know.
That's funny. That's amazing. And then you went on a tear on the amateur scene.
Yeah, I was doing pretty good.
You went on a huge tear, and I was lucky. I got to be present for every single one of them.
Yeah.
And you're just a savage.
I had
and then
7 amateur fights, and 6 of them I finished in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was.
And you fought a lot of tough guys.
Some.
And guys
good,
that went on to do like more of a professional career and doing the same thing you're doing now. And you turned pro, went through the whole TKO ranks, and then you had a really bad injury in one of your fights.
It was pretty bad. It was. I don't know. Like I broke my hip and my back. It was pretty. How
did you do that? How did that happen?
I don't know. Like honestly, like what happened in the fight was that he threw a kick, and then like I didn't move back. I just leaned back, and then he smothered his kick, and his knee just hit. He brought his knee right into my hip. So like it was pretty much like he just smothered his kick. His knee hit my hip, and then it felt like it was like a fucking tennis ball in my hip. You know, I was just bouncing around.
How was the pain?
It didn't hurt that bad at first. Like at first, I was like, man, my fucking hip feels fucked. Like it just feels like there's like literally a tennis ball in it, like a big ball. I'm like, what the hell? It feels like a pocket of air or something, you know? And I'm just bouncing around trying to shake it out. Because it literally happened in like the first minute and 20 seconds, you know, in the first round. And I'm sitting there just trying to shake it out and shit. And it just wasn't going away, You know, the round ends. I take my rest. And then I come out to walk out for the second round. And I try to put weight on my leg. And I just couldn't put weight on it after. It was like that little short break, you know, it was enough time for my adrenaline to dump or something. And then, like, it was, like, early into the second round, I just said, fuck it, you know, sit down, tap out, get out, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't even stand. What's the point?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't even stand. What's the point of fighting, man? Like, this is just stupid.
Well, I'm glad it didn't sideline you forever.
Yeah, man.
Like, that's, you know, a lot of people, like that would sideline guys.
A lot of people say, you know what I mean, like, you're still fighting, you know. I used to get questioned a lot because I didn't fight for, like, 18 months, you know. That's how big the break was between the fights. And, like, that break, a lot of people are like, are you still fighting, you know? Oh, you should go to school, you know, you should give up on fighting, you know, all this dumb shit, you know.
How does that affect you?
Oh, fuck, it just made me work even harder. It's the people that doubt me that makes me better, you know. It's not the people that are patting my back all the fucking time, you know. Like, it's the people that doubt me is the reason why I get up in the morning. It's the reason why I fucking put the 2, 3, 4 training sessions in a day, you know.
You do a lot of training with Kara, bro?
Yeah, I trained with her, yeah.
Yeah, she told me, I had her in, and she told me, I asked her, I said, who's the hardest hitting guy that you've ever worked with? And she barred none. She's like, Tony Laramie.
Yeah.
He goes, he hits, and remember, she's like, he hits the hardest out of professional boxers, out of anyone. She said, you hit like a truck. And James Clark said it one time in a hotel room after the fights on the last show, and then someone brought it up that how hard you hit, and he vouched for it. He's like, yeah, oh yeah, man, no one hits like Tony, man.
Yeah.
Where do you think that power comes from?
I don't know. I just feel like
small and mighty mouse, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I feel like it just comes from like since I started the sport, I always want like fucking balls to the wall. You know, I was always throwing like, you see me on the bag. I wasn't just doing like those pity patter shot. I was always throwing those big haymakers and shit. And I just think like over the 8 years, you know, it just built up. You know, and now like fuck, like I still feel like I don't like hit. Obviously, from my point, I don't feel like I hit that hard. But there are times where like every start of training camp, I have to ice my hands every day because like my knuckles are just all bruised and shit. You know, if I take like 2 weeks off from not hitting anything and I go hit the bag, like I can't hit it as hard as I want. You know, I gotta ease myself into it.
I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love the ferocity in you. I always have. That's why I love watching you fight. And we have a fight coming up, March 8th in Toronto. We're jumping into the Toronto market now, and we were supposed to do a title fight with Claudio Ledesma. It never happened. Unfortunately, he had a family member pass away, and obviously, rightfully so. We had
it's reasonable. It's reasonable
for sure. And you know, you never want to hear that in any competition. It's not. We can hate each other.
Yeah, usually like if it's like an injury or something, you got the thought in your back head, they just didn't want to fight or something, you know. But like, man, if they're joking about something like that, that's just kind of fucked up. But
yeah,
so I think it was pretty legit.
It was 100% legit. So that's why we reach out to him again and say, hey, let's run it back, let's do it again, and this time it's not in home turf. It's actually in Toronto.
It's gonna be sweet.
So I'm excited. The venue's really, really beautiful, and it's everything's coming together. But let's rewind one more time because I didn't really get into why you started doing this.
I just started because like I don't know, I just tagged on with my brother and I got really good at it, and then like I think that's what probably kept me in it, was just knowing that I actually had someone to compete with. You know what I mean? Like what's something, like how are you supposed to get better if you're not competing? You know, like
because you seem so like you're so aggressive.
Yeah.
Like it's a completely different guy. Like than TJ. When you talk to TJ, he's very
calm. Yeah,
he's calculated. He knows he's got a job to do. He's gonna go out and he's gonna execute. Whereas you just don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I'm coming. You can't do that. If you carry, you're already fucking a couple steps back than you normally would be. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, you know, like I don't even watch footage on people I fight, and they're like, why? You know, I don't ever come up with a game plan. Game plans are dumb because it's like, if I have a game plan, that's gonna change what I do, and don't like that's gonna affect how good I do what I do. You know, and if I know that, and I just know that if I'm me that night, I'm gonna win, no matter who's across from me, no matter, you know.
And you got a lot of great training partners.
Yeah.
So where do you do most of your training?
I do most of my training at MTC
with Reno.
Yeah, with Reno Castro. He's pretty much like the head coach, you know.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, he's the one that like sets up like all those other little training sessions up and stuff like that, you know.
You used to go down and train with Pettis, didn't you?
Huh? Yeah, I trained there a couple times for like a couple solid days. You know, I've trained with Sergio before.
How do you like training at home or training away?
Training out way is good, just for short periods of time though, not for a long period. You know, like everything's better on a schedule, obviously. So it's like it's hard to make a schedule when you're just going somewhere for the first time, and like having to like be there only, like, you know, you're just fresh on your feet trying to get in the schedule of like what they're doing and everything like that. Like when I'm on home turf training in Windsor, you know what I mean? I know what I'm doing the moment I wake up from the moment I'm going to bed. My whole day's planned out, and I just wake up. Like literally, I have times where I gotta eat, times where I gotta train, times where I gotta do this. You
so
know
everything's pretty calculated with you too.
Yeah, like everything, like it's on schedule. You know,
work.
Like, yeah, I just started a new job this week actually.
Oh, no shit, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Does that get in the way? Are they supportive of you? I know some guys it sidetracks them because they're like, you know, it's a fighter's pay and to make a living at it is actually very hard.
Oh yeah,
like going into it, and unless you hit the big leagues where you're making the big money, and even then, it's
still hard. Yeah,
it's super hard. So I mean, everyone has to have. What's your fallback on? Yeah, is there something?
I don't know, like
not a fallback on, but is there another plan for you?
I just play it by ear, man.
What do you like to do?
What I like to do
besides beating the shit out of people?
Play video games.
A lot of money in video games.
Yeah, there is. But I'm not the best at it because I'm putting all my time into fighting. You know, like,
Yeah.
fuck, you can only be the best at one thing, I think. But I don't know. Video games. If I were to like do something after fighting once I retire, you know, like if I have the money, like maybe open up a gym or something like that.
Mhm.
But I'll probably just do nursing, man. Nursing's pretty cool.
No shit, eh?
Yeah, I
That's
want it.
dope.
Yeah,
I like that.
Not only that, like male nurses in high demand, so I know I wouldn't have a problem finding a job or anything
Yeah.
like that, you know. And you're just surrounded by fucking girls the whole time, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like there's like it's like 80-20, you know what I mean? 20% guys, 80% girls in the nursing field. Now, so like, what am I gonna complain about? Just around fucking girls all night,
Yeah.
fucking
Take
getting
care of
paid to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you have a real good shot at doing something with the fighting thing.
Mm?
And-
Oh,
and
yeah,
I think there's a lot of high expectations for you not to put the
Yeah,
pressure on you.
it's not even like I don't even think about the nursing thing, you know. That's just for to shut people up when they're like, "Yo, you have a plan after fighting?" Yeah, I do have a plan, but I don't plan on doing it. You know, like fuck, because
you're razor focused.
Yeah, I guess. You know, fuck, I'm gonna make it fighting or fucking die trying or something. You know what I mean? Like this is the only thing I want. You know, and if you want something bad enough in life, you're gonna get it, and then if you don't get it, then you just didn't want it enough. And I know I want this enough. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I want this more than anything. You know what I mean? It's the only thing I want. It's the only thing I like doing. It's the only thing I'm good at, you know? It's the only thing I think about every day of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's so
Yeah.
cool. That toughest fight you've ever had?
Toughest fight I ever had was probably when I moved up. When I was in TKO, I fought, what's his name? Jourdain.
Mm-hmm.
Louis Jourdain. Yeah, that's who I fought. I moved up weight classes. I went 3 rounds. He beat my ass. I hit him a couple times, you know, like, but he had the upper hand on me, but it was still like it was a pretty good fight. He got fight of the year for TKO at the time. It was 2017. It was. Yeah, it was just my hardest fight because like it's the only time that I actually like someone actually sat there and fucking took my shots and fucking swung back.
What's that make you feel like?
I don't know, man. I was surprised. I was like, man, I was just working on my power because I was like, man, I'm gonna knock this guy in the first round. You know, that's why I was like, I got the weight now this time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely gonna be hitting harder than I usually do. You know, and like I fucking hit him. I hit him a lot. You know, I hit him hard, and he just kept hitting me. You know, and I just gassed out because fucking I was trying to bully the bigger guy, and then I just fucking
I remember the clips from that fight. And how you look like you were like you're coming forward, you just didn't care.
Oh, I don't care, man. You can't be scared. Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's why I love watching you, man. It's almost like a pit bull. You take the collar off the pit bull, boom, and you let the dog go, and then he just goes and he goes and goes and goes until death.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gameness. That's what
Yeah,
it's
man. Like I don't know. Like, what's there to be scared about? There's a ref. There's doctors right on the sideline. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like fuck, bro. I've been on the street, life or death situations. You know what I mean? That's a lot scarier than being in the cage. You know, like what do I got to worry about? I got nothing to worry about. If anything, they got something to worry about me. You know,
They're
like
locked
fuck.
in the cage with you.
Yeah, like fuck. I got like honestly nothing to worry about. Like I broke my hip in the cage. You know, and I still wasn't stressing. You know, like fuck. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just I'm ready for whatever. Like life hit me a lot harder than what the cage is gonna do. You know, that's for sure. You know what I mean? Like I'm mentally prepared for anything. That's for sure. Like,
when you say that life hit you harder, how so?
I don't know. I just like I didn't have like the best upbringing. You know, like I have a lot of people who passed away in my family and stuff like that. Like, you know, I had a little bit of moving around when I was a kid. You know, a lot of ups and downs that the normal kid wouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't look at it as a disadvantage or anything like that. I look at it as a positive thing because I wouldn't be the person I am today without it. Yeah,
definitely.
You know,
yeah.
Like
People make mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not perfect, right? But it's what you make of those situations.
Yeah, fuck shit. It's in the past, man. You know, fuck, can't change it. You just gotta worry about what you do today and tomorrow. You know.
Well, it really helped define you. But I think it's something like that is what really made you who you are.
Yeah, for sure, man,
you know?
for sure.
And
like,
which is you turned out great.
Yeah, like I'm 21, man. I feel like I lived 40 years already. You know, because I got so much shit, so many stories, so much dumb shit I did, so much fun shit. You know, I lived a pretty wild life. You know, I'm so young, and that's another reason why I'm so like motivated now. It's like fuck.
Do you feel you got it out of your system?
Yeah, I got it on my system, but I just see what. I don't want to be normal, man. I don't want to fucking work Monday to Friday and then just to work to go out on the Saturday night and then repeat it again. You know, fuck that. I don't want that. Like no one, like people in Windsor are fine with that. There's people around me, like a lot of my friends are fine with that. It's like I kind of push them away because it's like, fuck, like you are who you hang out with, and I'm not a normal person, you know. That's why I hang out mainly with myself, because fucking no one, like, fuck, everyone just killing my vibe, you know.
Yeah, you need to be with people that and you have a great coach, your brother. You the system is set for you now. There's a lot of everybody's in your corner going. I think the right team is with you, and I'm all about building relationships with everybody, whether it's a ring announcer to the guy shooting videos to the fighters to coaches to if you surround yourself with the right people, you're all gonna flourish together.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
there's a big enough table for us all to eat, but let's work as a team. Let's work as one unit, and then let's get you off to where you got to go, and then on to the next generation. You know, so that's you know, I think you're on the right path.
Well, like, fuck, you can only get so far being selfish. You know what I mean? Like, you can get like fucking a lot
Guys
of things
don't
being
see it,
selfish,
though.
but then you can get 10 times of what the selfish person gets if you work together with the right people. You know, if you got the right people around. Like, I'm a strong believer that what you put in this world, you get out. You know, and like, there's a lot of people that fucking did me wrong and shit like that. And you know, when I see them, it's fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm still nice to them and shit, because I just know that in the long run, you know, it's gonna
you're on a mission. Right
it's gonna fucking pay back. You know. And, well, I'm gonna let what little thing they did to me affect what I'm gonna be in the future, because fucking, you know, I'm just mad about it. Like, the way I look at it is that the reason why you're doing that shit is because you have your problems. You know what I mean? You have your reasons why to be a fucking piece of shit. You know, fucking double cross people and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I have no reason to do that. You know, because fucking I'm happy with who I am, and I just know that if I keep doing my own thing like I am now, fucking couple years down the line, I'm gonna have everything I want. You know, and fucking. Fuck the people that fucking are just selfish and shit.
Grind now so you can retire young and enjoy it, man. I see a lot of big things for you, man. Like you're probably one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, I get it just because it's. I've told this story on the podcast a couple times before, but it was one of the events you fought an older guy, and the referee said to me, he pulled me aside and he's like, the fuck is this, man? Like, you putting a kid against this grown man, and I go, listen, I go, you gotta trust me on it. Just watch it, because he was pissed. He was actually like he was like, what are you doing? Like, this is
like how this like
this
even
is
happened,
not supposed to be happening. What kind of shit you trying to pull? And that's how he talked to me about it. And I'm like, you gotta trust me on it. Just watch the fight. And then it was like boom, 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 bang, bang.
It's real
like,
quick.
Whoa! And everyone was like, whoa! And the crowd was like, whoa! And it was like, it's because looks are deceiving.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at you and I know you're a goddamn savage. I can see it in your face. I can just your build, the way you walk, the way you talk. But when, like, my wife, for example, when she says, she's like, who's this little kid? Like, she and no idea. Like, who's? I go, same thing. You gotta watch. This is like, this is the future of the sport, and that's why it's kind of cool that I'm in your journey, because I'm seeing the next generation now, compared to go back 10 years and look at an MMA fighter. They're specialists. They come from, whether it's just jiu-jitsu or they're a high-level striker working on their jiu-jitsu or vice versa or whichever. There was never any an MMA purist, the guy who just did the MMA training this whole time.
Yeah, that's why I feel like that's why me and TJ have the upper hand, you know. So it's like we didn't start with one thing, we started with everything. So like we don't favorite anything. We're comfortable everywhere, you know. That's why I feel like we're good at what we do.
You guys seem super composed. It's just fluffy.
Oh yeah, I was like, I thought you were, I don't know,
tripping out.
Yeah.
No, you get super composed, and at such a young age with that much experience. And do you feel any pressure on that for you?
Ah, fuck. Pressure. Like, I don't know. Do I feel pressure on going to fights? No, cause like I don't know.
And
like
your walkout music.
Yeah. I always. Honestly, when it comes to picking out a walkout song, it's just like I'll be on the radio one day and something will come on, and it'll just make my hair stick up. I'm like, all right, this is the one I'm walking out to. You know,
it's never aggressive.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is like, it's like,
I got a good ass one for the next one.
I can't
Watch out.
wait.
Yeah. I won't tell you. I'll save it out. But I haven't. This one's a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited. No, that's cool.
But what were we just talking about before that?
You were saying pressure of fighting.
Oh yeah. I don't really feel too much pressure because I just know that, you know, if I go in there and be me, I'm gonna win. You know, like no one's better than. I just feel like I'm the best right now. Like, I don't know, sounds kind of cocky, but like, fuck, I've been doing this for 8-9 years. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this long enough. It's the only thing I like. You know, it's the only thing I'm good at. and I just know that like I don't feel pressure because I just know I'm better. I just know I'm better than everyone else. I just know that like on my best day, I'm better than everyone else, and I always train for on my worst day to beat the best on their best day. You know what I mean? Like even when I have a shit day and I wake up I'm sick or something, I train so that when I'm like that I can still beat the best at the best. You know, and like that's why I never feel pressure. You know, it's like you can't feel pressure. You gotta know you're the best to perform at the best. You know what I mean? If you don't think you're the best, then why the fuck you even fighting, man? Like fuck.
Man, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I fight, because I know I'm the best, and like a lot of people think they're better than me, and when they fight me, you know, fuck.
Who's your favorite fighter?
My favorite fighter, like I don't know. I don't really. If I were to pick, I would pick me, man, because I'm pretty awesome. You know, like, I don't know, like fuck. But if I were to like, I don't know. I like Jorge Masvidal. He's pretty sweet.
Why?
Just because like
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. You know, he's another person that would like stand there and throw. You know, and not a lot of people are about that. A lot of people like they fight to win, not really fight to fight. You know what I mean? And then that's why you get a lot of boring fights. You know, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I'll pick him because he's there to fight always. You know, he's not there to win. He's there to fight. You know, win or lose. You know, he's just trying to get in there, and even though he just knocks everyone out, but yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, he's pretty badass. What do you think's next for him?
Well, they just announced that he's supposed to be fighting, Usman or whatever. So
I see him and McGregor go at it. Just for the simple fact they'd be shit talk central.
Yeah, but I think Masvidal would fuck up fucking McGregor pretty bad.
Everybody's screaming now.
Yeah.
We were wrong, especially Shane. Shout out to Shane Monahan. He's probably like, fuck you, Tony.
Yeah. Gonna watch this later. Yeah, he's too big of a McGregor fan. That's for sure.
Yeah. I like his the backyard brawls, man. The Kimbo Slice days. Not a lot of people know that, actually. That like some people that I talked to, they didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, this guy who's like, he fighting in the backyards. Bare knuckle, didn't give a shit. You ever any express interest in doing a bare knuckle? I know it's crazy. I'm not
like on the street like that. I'm not.
But like not in the street, but
like
the
one of those BKC or whatever it is. Yeah, fuck yeah, I want to do it. That'd be sweet, man. I want to see. Yeah,
these guys' faces get wrecked.
Oh yeah, that's the best part about it. Fuck, man, imagine just fucking swinging like that's a fight, man. That's sweet, man. They should add like elbows and headbutts into that shit. Fuck, for real, that'd be dope. But yeah, I would love to do that. Honestly, like I remember when I was training in Vegas, there's this one guy. They called him Juice or whatever. He had one coming up, and then when I went back the second time, he like showed me the knockout. It's just sweet, man. It's just I don't know.
It's raw.
Yeah,
it's raw.
It's like fuck. Like you're fighting someone to the death. It's pretty dope.
Well, because there's the damage that comes from it, and it's not so much like the it's the cuts, and like you see their faces after, and like geez, like, and even with the 4-ounce MMA glove, there's still a little bit of protection. You're not gonna walk away and your face is all like scratched and cut and scarred. Like you look like they're like a full-on cat fight. Yeah,
people get cut up really easy because like knuckles are sharp, man. You know what I mean? So, and not only that, like if you don't have gloves, like you can't block as easy and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like the 4-ounce gloves, it might make a difference, but you can slip punch them pretty easy with no gloves on with someone. I
saw a really good your exhibition kickboxing match with Malcolm. Was it kickboxing or boxing?
I was kickboxing.
It was kickboxing
back in the day. Yeah.
What a
while ago. That was when I was still amateur. Yeah.
Yeah. And after the fight, I remember looking at Malcolm, and he was like, he was breathing heavy, and you were smiling, you're something else, man. It's pretty cool to see.
Fuck, I don't know. Like a lot of people say I'm born to do this, and I'm not born to do it. I work to do this. You know, fuck. I don't put fucking countless hours every week and every day.
So what do you train mostly? What's the biggest thing that you work on?
My hands. I like because every fight starts on the feet. You know. So fuck, like and I know my wrestling's top of the line. So like if I start the fight in the feet, you know, I know if I could bring it to the ground or keep it standing.
You just did that Luchador.
Yeah, I just did a little super.
Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Yeah, like I love wrestling, man. Like I still wish like I could do wrestling tournaments and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But like because I'm a pro athlete, you can't or whatever. It's just like wrestling, man. It's just that's why I feel like that's the only reason why I love wrestling so much is because that's the only like sport I really like. Lost, you know, like lost multiple times in a year, lost, you know, like do a tournament and then do a tournament a couple weeks later and losing the tournament a couple weeks later, you know, to get double second or some shit. Fuck, never done that in jits, you know, like barely got fucking silver in jits, always got gold in everything, you know what I mean? Wrestling,
I've seen a million pictures of you, 14, 13 years old, just a little kid with all these medals on your neck, with a mohawk. and you're holding up this belt and holding up that belt.
Yeah,
and
just always winning, you know.
everything you
like,
touch is gold. It's amazing.
And then when it came to like wrestling, that was the only time where like I would be touching silver or like fucking even bronze, getting third or some shit, you know. And that's
You ever get ragdolled in wrestling?
huh? Yeah, fuck. When I was on Team Canada and I was doing the Pan Am Games.
Yeah.
I got third there, but I wrestled a Brazilian, a guy from Ecuador, not a Brazilian, a Colombian, a guy from Ecuador, and then an American. So like my first match was against the Colombian. I beat him in like 30 seconds. It was pretty easy, you know what I mean? Then the next match was against the American. Yeah, and that's so funny that like I'm talking about this right now because I was at Johnny Shots, this bar, to get a chicken salad with my brother yesterday, and they had collegiate wrestling on the TV. Mm-hmm. And the guy that beat me like 5 years ago, then his name's like Nick Lee. He's a collegiate wrestler. He's the guy that beat me at Pan Am's from team, and he was wrestling on the TV while I was eating. I'm like, I never seen wrestling on TV in the bar before. I'm like, just straight like collegiate wrestling. I'm like, and then like, I look up and it's just him. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, the only time there's wrestling, it's him. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy. And now that we're talking about it now,
Americans are different with their wrestling. Man.
Oh, they're different with all their sports. You know, like they put a lot more money into it. That's for sure.
Like look at a high school football game.
Yeah, big difference.
Like,
you know,
there's more there's more at a high school football game than there is at our full pro MMA events.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like they just put a lot more time in it, and that's why like there's a lot more top athletes obviously in America than
more people. You're fighting you're only training with a small group of people as opposed to a whole state. Yeah, that everybody's doing it. You know, it's crazy, and the wrestling thing is you've been known for a lot of things. So you do your hands.
So I do wrestling. Wrestling, yeah. My strong point would be like I'm just a boxer that wrestles. You know, pretty much. That's what I'd say.
You belted jiu-jitsu?
Just a blue belt, but you know, what I mean, I've been a blue belt since I was
just a blue belt still.
Yeah, but I've been a blue belt since I was 16. You know, I didn't get my purple or anything because I don't really do gi that much anymore. You know, and like I've had people be like, yeah, like I could give you your purple belt, but it's just like I don't even feel like I deserve it because I don't put the time into gi. You know, like I respect the traditions of the sports and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't deserve a purple belt because I don't put the time into gi. You know, like I'm obviously purple belt level, maybe like probably even higher. You know what I mean? But I just like I have no drive to go get my purple belt. You know what I mean? Because not only that, it's like, and I don't really care if I have it or not. Like I'm not like, oh, they're not giving me purple belt. Like, oh, fuck you, you know. Like I'm a purple belt level. It's just like, nah, I don't deserve it because I don't put the time in the gi. You know, I just do no gi all the time because I'm not wearing the gi when I fight. So
yeah, so you're training sport specific, really.
Yeah,
it's like we're not having a gi. There's no point training.
Yeah, like I've been doing a gi actually the last 2 weeks a lot because I've been going to this jiu-jitsu gym, and like that's the most I've done. Like I think that's the first time I did gi in the last year. Was the last 2, and like man, my fingers are killing me and shit. Fuck, and my forearms all the grabbing, you know. But it's I'm just more of a no gi guy. Yeah.
You ever have a fist fight with your brother?
Couple. It's been a long time.
I forgot to ask TJ the same question, or maybe I did, and he said no. I don't remember, but
it's been a while though. It's it's been a while since we had one.
Walk us through that fight.
Let's hear it. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of times where, like, I don't know, I'll be like just sitting in the backseat in the car and you'll get mad, just open the backseat and just start fucking feeding me. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't know, we're just brothers, man. But like the main one, the most main one is the only one that like is probably like the most significant. Is like, I don't know if you've ever seen the scar on my lip.
What's that from?
It's fucking one time me and TG got in a fight and he headbutted me and my tooth went through my lip. It was pretty bad all the way through, man. I remember I was just covered in blood all the way from like my whole left side. It was squirting out. It was fucked.
That was from DJ?
Yeah, he headbutted me. Yeah.
What was that for?
Bad.
Do you remember what the fight was about?
Okay, so me and him were supposed to go to California for IBJF fucking Nogi Worlds or whatever, and then they found out that I wasn't old enough to go, so I wasn't going. It was just my brother, and then my grandma each gave us money to go, and then he's like, I'm taking all of it because you're not going. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? It's half mine, half yours, you know? Like, that doesn't even make sense, you know what I mean? Like, even though I'm not going, it's still my fucking money, you know what I mean? And then we just got in an argument about that, and then, just broke out into a fight, you know what I mean? And then, he fucking headbutted my ass, cut me up. And, fucking just blood everywhere.
It's amazing. Your brother headbutts his own brother.
Hey, man, fuck. Brotherly love.
Yeah. But I see how emotional you guys get for each other. I've seen on the sidelines. I've seen TJ yelling through the cage at guys that you fought that talk shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of times he does that shit.
And actually, I think I've had to ask your dad to take a step back a couple times too, going, "Hey, let them fight."
Yeah.
Who ended up getting the money at the end of that?
Huh? I got it. I got the money. Yeah.
I'm asked TJ. Yeah. Maybe start another brother.
I still
fight.
got that shit. Fuck. I was dying with that in my hand if I had to. Fuck. It was like $250 American, and this was when I was like 15. You know, that's like
a lot of money.
Yeah,
15. Yeah,
it's like 4 fucking video games. You know, at the time, that's a lot of video games.
Yeah, but like, you really see the care though. Like you see after a fight,
Yeah.
I've seen tears. I've seen you guys crying.
Yeah.
You know, and it's strange to see, two brothers that can be completely savage one moment, and going for the kill, to like sniffling and crying like a baby.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's just so much emotion. Like,
I never used to be like that. The only time I started getting like, the only time I got really, really emotional was when I had my one fight in Windsor against that Sandovalki or whatever. Like, I just got really emotional.
head kick win.
Yeah, because I was out for 18 months, man. Like I said, people were coming up to me fucking for the whole 18 months. Oh, you still fighting? Oh, you shouldn't fight. You shouldn't do this. Oh, you're fucking dumb. You just quit now. All this fucking dumb bullshit. You know what I mean? It was just emotional because I came in and I fucking, like, I dominated, you know? I look good in that, you know? I look good in that fight.
Black did a 1 minute break.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
You know what I mean? Like, I did good, you know? I even kind of, like, exceeded my expectations for that fight than I thought, you know? Because, like, I even thought going in, I'm like, maybe I am fucking done, you know? Maybe
Did you feel that way going into it?
I had, like, the thought in the back of my head, but then once I started going, I'm like, nah, fucking. You can literally see him between the first and second round. Like, Reno walks in, he's like, you're back, man. I'm like, fuck yeah, I am. You know, this is what I do, you know? This is the only thing I'm good at, you know? It was just, I just knew that, like, especially, like, as soon as I stepped in, I threw a couple punches and shit, I'm like, I just got in a good mood, you know? Just fucking, you know? Fighting, really, like, fighting, I love doing it, man. Like, fucking every
emotional,
time.
Though,
Yeah,
man, because like, that's why, you know, I have emotional attachments with all of you guys.
Yeah.
Like, when those tears happen, I suck back tears too, because I'm like, this really means that much to you.
This fucking means the world to me, man. It's only, like I said, you know, it's like, I put this before anything in my life, before everything and anything, and I always will, because fucking, it's the only thing, like, fuck, I'm nothing without the sport, man. That's how I feel.
I don't believe that.
Well, yeah.
Don't say it. I don't. That's
I know
how
what
I feel,
you mean.
Though. It's because you're so passionate.
Yeah.
But it's. Don't ever think that you're nothing without it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just feel like fucking, like,
because you put that work ethic that you do with the fighting into anything, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
You could do the nursing with the beautiful women around you in the hospitals. Like,
that's true.
Don't ever think there's no other option for you.
Yeah,
there is.
I feel like I could be the best at anything I want to be the best at, you know? I just feel like it's just my mentality. That's the biggest part of it. But it's just like when it comes to fighting, you know, it's just, I feel like I just have an interest in it too, because it's like, it's like contact sport and shit. I don't know. It's just fun like that.
Well, it's the plan B. They never have a plan B because it takes away from plan A.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you kind of have to jump in and go full tilt to the very end.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait, man. So, March 8th, live at a Rebel Nightclub in Toronto. Do you have any shout-outs to sponsors or anything like that you want to give a shout-out to while you're here?
Yeah, I have a couple sponsors. Takedown Distribution from
Mike Marchand.
Yeah, Mike
I
Marchand,
didn't forget. I have to give. He gave me a gi. Me and my partner here, and we got some gis. We haven't broken them in yet. They're still in the bag. Shame.
Yeah, if you ever need your MMA gear or wrestling gear, just
he's the
hit
man.
him up.
Mike
He's the man.
Yeah, 100%.
Got all the stuff, but him, penalty box from Windsor, you know, always gotta get that chicken delight there, you know what I mean?
That's the best chicken delight I've ever eaten.
Good food. IBAW, La Una, ETS training system. That's a new place I've been doing my strength conditioning at, and they're it's top of the line, you know. It's funded by like Luke Wilson, that NFL player or whatever. Yeah, it's what I've been doing. It's a new thing I've been trying, because I usually don't do strength conditioning stuff at all. I never lift weights or anything. Like, I don't lift weights or anything for fights. And this is the first time where I actually am doing like strength conditioning.
How do you find your game now with doing that, with adding that?
Honestly, man, like, fuck, I feel more explosive. Honestly, I've been feeling a lot more explosive, like a lot more bouncier. You know, I've been feeling a lot more built and strong. You know, like usually the last couple times I went in, I felt like lean, you know, like good and stuff. But this is the first time, like, I feel like I got like a V in my back. I feel like that, you know, like I feel like I feel like I put my muscle mass on that I lost when I broke my hip and stuff. You know, I feel like, you know, like I'm back to like being, like, I feel like I'm hitting harder.
You're the best you've ever been.
Yeah.
Right now.
Like,
This
I
is
feel
the
like,
I think I have the best version of Tony.
yeah, you're gonna see the best version March 8th, 100%. You know,
Yeah, I can't
110%. Like, fuck, like, I didn't realize, like, that's another thing. Fucking that last fight getting canceled that on December or whatever. Like, that's when I realized how much the sport actually meant to me. You know what I mean? Because it got canceled and like I didn't even know what to do. Like, I was speechless, man. I was like, for like 3 weeks after that fight, I didn't even know who I felt like I didn't even know who I was. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is fucked.
That
I'm
makes
like,
me sad. Because
yeah, you know what I mean?
I don't ever want you to feel like I'm. And
well,
you know,
fuck,
like,
shit happens. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah.
that's why I'm working so hard this time. You know, like, I'm tired every day training right now. I'm training 2-3 times a day, still working a full-time job, and I'm doing it because like I just know how much the sport means to me, and especially that last fight getting canceled, it was a wake-up call. You know, I'm like, damn, like, fuck, I really care about this shit. You know, I really want this shit, and fuck, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. That's 100%, 110%.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Best version, man. I'm telling you, March 8th, like, you're gonna see the best cardio, the best faster, stronger, best endurance. You know, you're gonna see the best technique. You're gonna see Tony Laramie that night, 100%. Like, the last 2 fights, you know, all my fights so far, you know, I feel like you haven't seen me. You know, and you're gonna see the best version of me that night, 110%. Like,
you doing this quick, or you dragging
no. Third round, if it's shaky, you know, but I feel like I'm gonna get him so good. I'm gonna outpace him. I'm gonna outclass him so good that I'm gonna make it go 5 rounds. You know, I'm gonna show the world that I deserve to be at the top of the chain. You know, I like, fucking throw me the wolves now. You know, I'm gonna come back leading the pack. You know what I mean? Because that's who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready now. And I'm just wasting time fighting these fucking people, you know. But this guy, you know, he's a
tough guy.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's 16,
Claudio's a
you know what I
legit
mean? Like,
fight.
yeah, like my last couple fights, you know what I mean. Before this one, you know, they didn't have the top line, right? Like, this fight, I'm gonna know what I'm about, and you guys are gonna know what I'm about March 8th. I'm telling you, fucking against this guy. Like I said, you're gonna see the best version of me. I've never been this fired up to train in a really long time, you know. Since my pro debut, I don't think I've ever been fucking this fired up for a training camp, you know.
Shit,
like, fuck.
Don't get you excited. Nothing will. That's
Like, fuck,
amazing.
man.
Get your tickets at ticketwindow.ca. I have tickets for you today, so I put some in hand if you want to go home with them. And then thanks for coming in, bro. I really appreciate it. Catch Tony March 8th live at Rebel Nightclub. World title, flyweight championship belt on the line for the vacant strap.
Yeah.
And fuck it, see you there, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
Thank
you, brother.
This podcast is brought to you by Eurosun Tanning Salon. You suffer from eczema or psoriasis? You have acne or sore muscles? Head on in today and visit the tanning beds. They got regular and mega stand-up beds. Get that beautifully tan look that you're looking for. They also offer natural Mystic Spray Tan. You can also purchase premium products such as Australian Gold, California Tan, Designer Skin, and Swedish Beauty. There's many different packages to choose from, 6-session package or a 30-day pass, even single sessions. Sign up today in your membership and get $70 worth of product. They're located across from Masonville Mall in the Wendy's Plaza at 60 North Center Road, London, Ontario. Visit Eurosun Tanning today.